gives me an immense pleasure to be part of this panel. This panel is special because we have three large developers from three large markets. Getambar, whom I've known for almost 10 years now, is one of the largest developers in North India. He dons two hats. He's not only one prominent developer, he's also the president of CREDAI, so a voice for the developers across the sector. Murli, who represents Shriram Properties, is one of the largest developers in south of India, and Sujay, who represents Kolte, Patil, a large developer in Pune and Bombay. And Anuj, Puri, who needs no introduction. He's been a voice in the industry, an expert which has been very valued inputs to it. Let me first start with Getambar, as a representative of the industry. Do you think the residential market looks as challenging as they're perceived to be?
Not at all, not at all. See, let us get the facts right. There's a documented shortage of housing in the country. It may not all be in the mid-segment where we all operate. But I'm saying even if 10% of that were in the mid-segment, there's a huge opportunity and there's a huge demand. What has happened in the last couple of years, you see, perception about the real estate industry per se has become a little subdued. The message going time and again to the customer, time and again to the buyer is, oh, the market is very depressed, don't buy. It will come down, there will be a correction of prices. So the buyer, the end user, and also to an extent the investor, says, you know, what's the rush? Bhav to niche aa rahe hain. Aaram se kharidenge, saste mein kharidenge. But that is not the fact. It's not a fact because there's already been a correction of 15 to 20% in the last year, year and a half. Input costs have gone up. Prices have bottomed out. Now, there's also, you know, something like a withholding tax. It's called an annual lettable value. On that, we have to pay income tax. Whatever is not sold, we have to pay income tax on that. And that will be loaded onto the customer. So this is the bottom of the price platform. And it's the best time to buy now. The message which has to go from our industry, even from our developers, is that, you know, this is the best we can do. Isse kam ab rates nahi aayenge, and it's a good time to buy. Please go ahead and buy. I think things have, we've hit the bottom, and now it's only going to be, I won't say it's going to be exponentially high from here, but then we'll be slowly, volumes will see an increase. Good developers who delivered in the past will see good transactions happening in their businesses. And like I said, there is a documented demand. There's a shortfall. And business is going to be pretty normal in coming times.
Sujay, you operate into the most tough market where people in Bombay, everyone is expecting property prices to come down. And this is one market where property prices have really escalated over a period of 5-7 years. What is your view on Bombay market? That's where the inventories are really high.
So we have 10 projects in Mumbai now. Mostly all of them are in the suburbs from Bandra till Dahisar and Chembur. So if I have to look at last 2 years, mostly in markets where infrastructure development has happened, the prices have escalated. In some of the micro markets like where we are sitting right now, there has been a lot of oversupply and infra hasn't really kept up pace. So we have seen either stagnation or correction in the property prices. But Mumbai still, I would say, compared to last year, is doing significantly well this year. We have had 2 launches of projects in the last 4 months, and both have really kept up with respect to price increase, with respect to offtake of the supply. They've done phenomenally well if we compare how the scenario was last year.
So Anuj, a view from you, definitely looks like the focus is going to be on affordable housing. The high end and the luxury market is somewhere I guess the developers are also not going to really focus large. On one end, we are looking at residential market where there is a weakness in terms of velocities. On the other hand, we are looking at commercial properties, which seems to be turning around, which is a reflection of how our economy is doing. So if you can help our viewers and the partners to how do you see residential and commercial market right now?
And sure, as I was sitting in here, I was thinking exactly that. And you know, I was with Mr. Motilal Oswal 4 or 5 years ago. We came into this building, no taker for this building. He had the vision at that time to take it. And, now you sit in and you see like this, a grand, construction that was done, but very little appreciation that was done. I think he would have probably in 4 or 5 years made 100% on the value of this asset. And that's what I think Getambar and Murli are really reflecting, that you have to really look at what the market is. At that time, and he would recall, there was no taker for office. Everybody was saying office is a dead investment, we don't want to get in there, this is not going to come back. And look at it, how strongly that offices has come back. That market has just zoomed. Every quarter, between 1.5% to 5% is the rental growth that we are seeing. Every quarter, 1.5% to 5% the growth on the rentals. And particularly Murli's market, it is just berserk today. Today in Bangalore, we are leasing stuff, which is till end of 2017. There is no stock available on the office, which will get delivered in 2015 or 16. End of 2016, we are leasing the buildings today. That is what the office market has done. Which also means, Sharad, that there is an energy in the economy coming in. There's a huge amount of push from the US corporates who are outsourcing to India. Accenture itself has more number of employees in India than anywhere put together in the world. So they have 140,000 employees, which is far greater than what they have in the US in there. That's what we're seeing as an energy from pharmaceutical, media, IT companies. They are the ones who are coming in and taking on the office assets. So they will come on the residential as well. I have a similar view to what Getambar is saying is perhaps I would put two cautions on the residential, and I think one Murli highlighted very well, that not every developer is going to come out of this. Absolutely not at all. There are developers who are, Murli and Getambar are fortunate that they have kept corporate governance and financial discipline in their organizations, but there are several who did not. They're not going to come out. The market is not going to come like this, that every pop that was done is going to get washed out. I don't think so that is going to happen, Sharad. And the second is that people who were very small developers, very immature, very poor understanding of the real estate and had gone and leveraged hugely into the market, they're not going to be able to come out of it.
Sujay, you are part of Western market, specifically Bombay. Bombay is one market over a period of last 5 years. I've seen multiple challenges around approvals. First, movement from old DCR to new DCR, new development plan, and regular changes happening in various regulations, whether it's SRA or MHADA redevelopment. With the new government coming into office almost a year back, I clearly personally look at the intent part. There is an intent which looks like. What has been the experience as a developer?
Hugely better than what it was. I can tell you last December, we had one IOD of a project. It required 153 NOCs, right? We got second IOD in this August. It required only 70 NOCs. Leave aside that, what we were pleasantly surprised is when the file of the second commencement certificate moved from the ward office to the BMC, we actually started getting SMSs saying, your file is at this level, your file is at this level. Wow. And for the first time, we did not, our representatives and neither the architect had to actually follow for the file in BMC. And the file was out with all the signatures. Obviously, if it comes within 14 days, it is understood that there is no give and take. But actually, we received our plan pass within 14 days. So clearly, I think in the last 10 months or 12 months, we have seen tremendous improvement in Bombay. Recently, they have again, of the 70 NOCs that have to be taken, they have classified that 32 NOCs will be now given by private architects and consultants. So look at how much of, subjectivity they are removing out of the system. Today, the only pain point that remains in state of Maharashtra and Pune, Bombay, because we present both, is just the environmental clearance. And like Getambar sir said, the day before when our UD minister actually came out with the new announcement that the NBC will be released by December, we were pleasantly surprised to hear that now the environmental clearance norms will be part of the local municipal corporation. So that takes away clearly at least 12 months. And whatever, 12 to 18% of cost of capital. Yeah. So tremendous improvement, I suppose, in the last 12 months that has happened. Obviously, this is for projects which are within the system, within policies, because Bombay is a very heterogeneous market in that way. So, you know, if you are requiring any change of FSI, I'm not talking of all those outliers, but if you are pretty much working within the system, within the framed laws, I think it is becoming increasingly easier.
Anuj, all this will eventually benefit the clients, a customer who are going to buy. One, they'll get timely delivery. It was all wastage, project not getting approved and delays for almost 2 to 3 years. Do you share the optimism which the other members have?
Clearly, I share it, Sharon. You know, what Sujay is saying is absolutely 100% correct. At least in this state. I mean, there are other states as well that I would not share the same optimism. But clearly in Maharashtra, I think the Chief Minister has done an outstanding job of that, and the customer will benefit. You know, the prices were high because of the cost of capital, the delays that were happening, the money that had to be exchanged, all that the developer wasn't paying from his pocket. I mean, it was going to be loaded onto the consumer. I think now with the way that the system has come out, I'm not saying that there is full transparency, but if it was sort of we were on 10 or 12 on 100, I think we moved to 65 or 70. That's the significant progress that this state has seen. So genuine, I think kudos to the Chief Minister of Maharashtra to be able to move that so quickly.
Sure.